So here we are at 50 Electron in Isando, one of the first buildings that we did with Inospace. How we came to meet Rail was we sat with a problem. This building was functionally obsolete. You'll see it has 2,000 square meters of offices at the front, 9,000 square meters of warehouse with a double-story section at the back. It originally came to our portfolio as an industrial asset, but it simply wasn't a modern industrial building. And Rail and his team came with an idea as how to reposition this building, how to chop it up, repurpose it, and most importantly for us, how to fill it up. And that was the beginning of the relationship with Inospace. This is the first building that you took on.
This is a typical Inospace type of asset. It's what we call last mile logistics, which is small format warehouses. So we created this mixed use facility. So what you can see behind are many of the offices where people would either take an office and a separate warehouse or storage area, or they would actually have their own office for the area.
As you come into the facility, you see all the amenities that Inospace have created, firstly from a central reception area to the shared workspaces.
In essence, we have what we call these the business hubs. This is the central core activity of where businesses can use the facilities. Meeting rooms are always really important, and boardrooms. And the reason we provide that is so that actually these particular tenants don't actually have to put the capex in to create their own meeting rooms. They don't have to create their own reception spaces. They don't have to create their own bathrooms. So our promise to our customer or our tenant is to say to them, look, you run your business and we'll sort out the rest.
Rail, so this was originally a manufacturing facility and they had a skylight to provide natural light. And in that you saw some opportunity.
For many of these businesses, many of their customers and their staff and themselves actually come through this side, so that you don't have this sort of mini industrial unit where you're only coming through a work area and you're coming past a bakkie. We've actually got very much actually like a retail element to it. And many of these tenants, and you can see that in fact they use these as retail showrooms for their businesses.
So here we are on the outside of the building, and what I want to show you are the structural impediments that faced us in reletting this space. And what the Inospace team did, they identified a chop-up opportunity along the column grid. So they popped in roller shutter doors all the way along the side of the building, created a ramp entrance, and made these mini units that are roughly 120 square meters. So they've chopped up this 11,000 square meter warehouse into 60 or so smaller industrial units. Inospace have identified other revenue opportunities for us in these parks. So Rail, talk to us about this initiative.
I mean, look, it's part of the whole ecosystem to create facilities for these businesses. And this is just one of them, which is really create courier lockers where smaller parcels can be delivered. I mean, it is last mile logistics. We're right next to the airport, just on the highway. So a lot of these smaller businesses need access.
Fortress has installed over 100 plants in excess of 30 megawatts. And this is just a small example of a collaboration with Inospace where we've put solar on the roof.
I mean, electricity is actually one of the big issues, not only obviously because of all the load shedding, but it's high electricity is distributed in these parks, and we've developed quite a good system where every unit has its own meter. I mean, obviously solar is a critical element. Customers actually buy electricity from us directly downstairs. They buy it online, and it all goes into this greater ecosystem of power, electricity, and of course, dealing at that stage with load shedding.
You've created a place in an industrial node that is fun to work from. It's quirky, the marketing is very clever, and it's a wonderful place to work from.